because I want to get these guys back in bed, so I'll give the abbreviated. So that'll be these guys will enjoy that for sure. Really just pleased with their how we've managed adversity down the stretch of the season. We were playing some pretty good basketball over the last 4 games, but unfortunately, it's a really good league and well-coached league, and we didn't put enough winning plays out there down the stretch of games, and we came in with a couple L's next to our name. But in our locker room, I have 2 great seniors in terms of how they've led and had great poise in the preparation this week, and we put us out there on the floor, and we've talked a lot about being an elite us, and I thought we did a really good job tonight putting South Dakota in crowds. I thought we did a really good job with the pace of play and the swing of the basketball, and that's a South Dakota team that's been playing as good a basketball as anybody in our league coming down the stretch. So really quality production from our guys.
A reminder for questions, we do have a wireless mic, and now questions are open for student athletes.
Something that had been working for them down the stretch was their ability to get out and transition and play at a faster pace. What did you guys do to sort of take that away from them and force them into that half court?
I felt like our offensive process really led into that. We were getting really good shots and just passing up good shots for great shots. There was a little bit of a stretch when we started taking some crazy shots, just let them get out, but then we just calmed ourselves down and just got back to what got us that lead in the first place.
Jon. It's right behind you.
Jon, in the last 4 years, this team's had some good success since Coffman took over. But does this kind of show, was this performance the team needs to show, like, this is the year, this is the NCAA tourney bid right here, that you guys are the team to win the Summit right here?
Yeah, we were a very capable team of winning the Summit League. If we make our shots and just play defense really well, like our first half, we only give up 25 points, and if we do that, it'll be a great chance for us.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Right up here, Doug.
Jon, you had to be feeling it tonight, triple-double. What's that like?
It's pretty cool, but we got the win, so that's all I care about.
Yeah. Kason, well, I'll ask you then, since Jon is a little humble there. What makes him such a special player?
I mean, his work ethic is just relentless. This guy spends more time in the weight room than anyone I know. He gets shots up after practice, before practice, and just his mindset, coming into the game, he's just always on the attack mode, and when we need him to score, he does. And tonight he just did everything, which he always does. And I mean, it's awesome playing with him, and I'm really excited to finish the season with him.
It helps having a great shooter like him too.
Any other questions? All right, guys, thank you. You can head back to the locker room.
Have fun. You guys stay focused. See you guys. Good job.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, like I asked Jon, it's been a pretty good last 4 seasons for you guys, the success you had. But the one thing that's been missing is that NCAA tournament bid. And you said there was adversity before this, but tonight, did you see what you needed to see out of your team to say, this is the team, this is that team that's going to do it?
Well, we've had success because we're not outcome driven, and we just have really looked at next play and let's focus in on our daily process, and when you start worrying too much about the past or too much on the future, you miss the moment. And so we're trying to stay in the moment, and today, like, I thought we tried to win every play. We tried to, or that was the mentality. There was a stretch there where I worried about that a little bit, but that's kind of the mentality we have now. I do think this group has something special in it. Reminds me a lot of the group back in 2016, the year that we won the regular season, with Max Landis, and Jon was a freshman in that year, and there was just a great poise about it. And I think that team, it came from Max and how he managed adversity. And this group, Jon and Kason, this is a group that had 7 canceled flights this year. And the one busing trip in our league against Western Illinois, there was a snowstorm on the way back, and it took us 10 hours. We got in at about 6 a.m. So, there's been adversity, and never once did our guys complain. And, we opened up the season with back-to-back road wins after a game being postponed and not actually getting on a flight that would go to Fargo or leave Fargo, flying through Minneapolis on different buses. And, I got a really good staff who manage that stuff too. And so when you have people that just have great poise around you and they can, pass and shoot a little bit, you got a good chance to have some success. And so, I feel good about our group right now.
Any other questions for Coach? You.
John's night, to have the first triple double in Summit League history. There's been a lot of great players that have come through this league, and could you just tell he was just feeling it tonight, or?
I mean, I've seen so many of them. And like the night against North Dakota State where he had 38 and just kind of took over the game. I looked at the stat sheet after the game saying, man, Jon was really good tonight. And then I saw he only had 7 rebounds. I'm like, man, he was off. Why wouldn't he rebound the ball? And I've been so blessed over these 4 years. I mean, he just fills up the stat sheet. I'm surprised he hasn't had more of them in his career. I mean, as hard as they are to get, he's always going to rebound the basketball. I've probably hurt his career rebounding by playing him at the point guard so much, and never taking him out of the game so he gets worn out. But, he dominates every role. I mean, he's played anywhere from the 1 through the 4 in his career for us. As soon as we put him at the point guard, he leads the league in assists 2 straight years. There's not really much he can't do. And, when you have a guy like that's your leader, coupled with a guy like Kason. I mean, Kason gets overlooked all the time. He's the number 8 scorer in school history. Most guys on senior night, when you're the number 8 scorer in school history, you're the guy. And he's a guy, he gets overlooked by everything. I mean, there's no reason that guy shouldn't have been on a second team all league. I mean, he's a good player, shot over 50% from the floor this year, had his best year yet. And those 2 guys with that leadership, I mean, you can face some adversity like we did, and you turn the page and have some success. So I don't want the season to end, man. I always want to keep playing. I love these guys. These are my first 2 4-year recruits. And so I got Jon was a first freshman I recruited, and that spring I took over, and he's been with me the entire time, and I don't want to give him up yet. So let's try and keep making some winning plays.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Coach.